Hi, I'm Conneaut YouTube television volunteer Martha Sorohan, bringing you Conneaut's hometown happenings for the week starting August 19th, 2026. Another successful D-Day weekend drew big crowds into Township Park, which was recreated to look and feel like June 1944, when the successful Allied invasion of Normandy changed the course of World War II. Higgins boats again took visitors on free rides inside Conneaut Harbor, while paratroopers thrilled crowds by jumping out of a World War II-era plane from the county airport in Denmark Township, where two World War veterans were in attendance, 102-year-old Jack Einstein of Washington, D.C., and 102-year-old Andrew Bustino, the bodybuilder. Normandy native Virginie Dorr presented Einstein with the Normandy flag to say thank you. Her parents were liberated by Allied troops during World War II. Conneaut YouTube channel's videographer Bob Lovezelter was there. He spoke with reenactor Bordy Basinger, who had attended D-Day Conneaut a few times as a spectator before he started portraying a German soldier. He explained why he chose to portray a German.
Well, I believe that every German, everyone, they were all young men, and they all have their own stories to tell. You can't just focus on one side of a war and forget about the other.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time they'll talk about the young kid from Texas, but they'll never talk about the young kid from Saxony that, did primarily the same thing that a lot of the GIs have done. It's nothing with politics or anything. That's all aside from this hobby, as we portray the actual war and the fighting of World War II.
He also spoke with World War II veteran Roy Shetler from the Youngstown area, who served during the war as a welder. Later in life, he became a truck driver and even an ordained minister. Shetler is a ham radio operator who uses it to sing the praises of D-Day Conneaut.
You can't get anything any better than being present in person to see what's actually taking place. And like my boy that comes with me, he's retired, he's 75, and he just couldn't get over what we drove up, and the parking was a problem. So we came by bus this year. And the bus driver was here last year. He's from Chippewa down my way.
Okay.
And he seen what they were missing. So they had a bus from Chippewa, and there was a bus from Youngstown, which never came here. That's all new, just from me advertising on the radio.
And a new event this year was a kids battle. And who won? It probably doesn't really matter. No doubt those kids had a ball. D-Day Conneaut will be back next year on August 19th, 20th, and 21st. Planning will begin in September and October, and D-Day CEO Betsy Bayshore said that ideas are always welcome. Despite fewer reenactors this year, but more people at the parachute jumps, Bayshore called this a good year and hopes that a World War II-era plane will be back next year. One reenactor summed it up by saying he loves the people, the town of Conneaut, and hopes to be doing D-Day Conneaut reenacting for many years to come. For the second time, the Conneaut Area Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Wendy DeBay is leaving the organization. But unlike the last time when her departure was short-lived, this time she is retiring. An avid Cleveland Browns fan who decorated her office in brown and orange, DeBay left her post at the end of July after 16 years at the helm. She has always been one of the city's biggest cheerleaders. DeBay was leading the organization when it began the Perch and Pilsner Festival. She championed the Business Expo, as well as the organization's move from Main Street to the Port Authority offices at 929 Broad Street. She will be missed, but hasn't ruled out volunteering once she fully settles into retirement. Until a permanent director is found, Allie Passanen will be serving as interim executive director. Chamber Board President Lori Riley said a job description is in the works and the part-time position could grow to become full-time in the future. And it's that time of year. Since August 7th, Conneaut Health Department has been distributing rabies vaccine in the form of small bait packages that wild animals such as raccoons, skunks, foxes, and coyotes find appetizing. Conneaut Health Commissioner Nichelle Blood says, however, that ingesting large amounts may make your pets, cats and dogs, sick. So if you see them eating any of the baits, try to stop them. They could cause digestive problems, but nothing worse. Conneaut Port Authority has received for the third time the U.S. Department of Transportation's Great Lakes St. Lawrence Seaway Development Corporation's Robert J. Lewis Pace Setter Award. The Port Authority was presented the award last week for having increased tonnage by 11% during last year's navigational season. Award criteria is having exceeded the prior year's tonnage through the St. Lawrence Seaway. 9 ports along Lake Erie, including Erie, Pennsylvania, received the award as well. The award presenter was Mike McCaution, the St. Lawrence Seaway Development Corporation administrator. He said most of Conneaut's tonnage that is shipped through the St. Lawrence Seaway comes from Michigan's Upper Peninsula and northern Minnesota. Port Authority Secretary, that is, Christina Doherty, said Canadian National, which uses the port, does all the hard work. Conneaut City Council did not meet this week, but at its August 24th meeting is expected to act by passing or voting down an ordinance approving to give to the Board of Elections a data center moratorium framed as a conservation issue. By law, it must go before the voters, but not without council's passing an ordinance to do so. Because council did not pass the ordinance on August 5th, the moratorium is too late to make the November ballot, which means the city may have to hold a special election and pay the costs for this single issue. City Law Director John Lewis said there could be other legal ramifications, which council discussed in executive session following its August 10th meeting. That meeting included another line of residents speaking out against a data center in the city, and Joel Speck chastised council for not voting to pass that moratorium to send it to the November ballot. We are trying to keep Conneaut healthy and safe, he said. At any rate, council turned down a motion to move the August 24th council meeting venue to a larger space as more crowds are expected, so stay tuned. Mariana Branch also spoke out at the August 10th meeting against an emergency ordinance granting Love's a liquor license, saying that a corporate liquor license transfer doesn't count as emergency according to the Ohio Revised Code, as it has nothing to do with public peace or peril. Thus, it will have 3 readings. The Coast Guard, as of late last week, had not yet recovered the body of a man who was on a boat August 12th on Lake Erie at the Pennsylvania line when it capsized. 2 others on the boat were able to cling to the side until they were rescued. The Conneaut police and rescue crews, along with other units from the Ashtabula, Saybrook, and ODNR, were part of the search. In school news, the first day of the 2026-27 school year for Conneaut students is Wednesday, August 26th. School start times are very early, with tardy bells at Conneaut High School and Middle School around 7:25. Gateway starts around 8 a.m. and Lakeshore not until 9. Hundreds of backpacks were distributed on August 17th at the annual backpack distribution at the Conneaut Human Resources Center. Also offered at that event were free haircuts by Reset Barbershop, free clothing by Suits for School, and an appearance by Conneaut K9 Augie. You may call the CHRC if your student did not pick up a backpack, as extras are typically available. Conneaut High School's football season begins Friday, August 21st at Cuyahoga Heights. The first home game is 7 p.m. August 28th at Joslyn Field against Jefferson. This year, the Spartans are playing in the Chagrin Valley Conference Valley Division. Conneaut's volleyball season is also underway under third-year head coach Anna Dieter, who says this year's is a young team with a lot of freshmen. Last year's squad won just one game. In county news, the Ohio Department of Transportation was to start this month a bridge replacement on Route 7 just south of Route 84. The project, when it starts, will close the section of Center Road from 21 to 45 days. Arlene's Broadway on Buffalo at 236 Buffalo Street presents the classic comedy, The Importance of Being Earnest, August 21st and 22nd at 7:30 p.m., with a final performance 2:30 p.m. Sunday, August 23rd. In library news, Conneaut Public Library is offering a fundraiser at Fine Line Tattoo at 183 Park Avenue on August 22nd, where bookish tattoos will be available for those 18 and up from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Food will also be available along with a book exchange, raffles, vendors, and authors Raven and Robert Bretz. Kingsville Public Library is accepting reservations for its 8th annual Ugly Sweater golf outing on Saturday, September 12th at Village Green Golf Course. You may register by visiting the library's website. Kingsville Public Library now has a trinket trading post, sort of like a little free library where you take a trinket and leave a trinket. The Teen Video Game Club will meet Thursdays from 3 to 4:30 p.m. starting September 3rd, and author Dorian M.C. Morell of Sparkle and Wink Forever Friends will be at the library at 6 p.m. September 8th. Registration is required. Morell is a chaplain at Ashtabula Regional Medical Center, and her work in grief counseling inspired her to write the book. The Conneaut Arts Center's Sunday night concert season comes to an end at 6 p.m. Sunday 23rd with Twisted Vibes playing classic rock and oldies. Bring a blanket or lawn chair. Concessions are available. Wendy Plater is offering a free collage class 6 to 8 p.m. Friday, August 21st for ages 16 and up at the Conneaut Arts Center. Registration for fall dance classes at the Conneaut Arts Center is underway. Classes are held Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Check the CAC Facebook page for details. Conneaut Creek Veterinary Clinic at 382 West Main is hosting a Pause and Play Festival from 1 to 5 p.m. Saturday, August 22nd, where people and their pets will enjoy fun, food, games, prizes, live music by Classic Cats 8 and a string band, so you're encouraged to bring a lawn chair and enjoy the afternoon music. Evie's Luau food truck will be on location. It's free and pet supply donations are welcome. At Sandbar Suds, the next Saturday night concert at Marine Memorial Park on Day Street is 7 p.m. August 22nd, featuring the Nate Wolf Band and Crooked Tacos food truck. Good Shepherd Lutheran Church at Grove Street and Lake Road is selling smash burgers and fries for just $10 for the final time this season from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Monday, August 24th. Good Shepherd offers free bagged lunches from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Saturdays under the West Portico. Conneaut Farmers Market is open Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Moose Club parking lot at Broad Street and Park Avenue with local produce, baked goods, and handmade crafts. Bingo is 6 p.m. Tuesdays at the Conneaut Human Resources Center on Mill Street. The Lighthouse Cruisers host weekly Thursday night cruise-ins, 5 to 8 p.m. at Township Park, and all are welcome. And this week's, last but not least, Brandt's Apple Orchard opened for the 2026 season on August 14th with apples, baked goods, cider slushies, and so much more. Pick Your Own Apples is available. Brandt's is on Dibble Road in Kingsville, and it's open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day but Monday. That's it this week from Ohio's Sharpest Corner. Until next week, I'm Conneaut YouTube Television volunteer Martha Sorohan saying so long.